Al-Qaeda type. Those of you in ISIS, it's a trap. Catch on to what's going on. You're all being led to your own slaughter. You're going to reestablish yourself in Damascus. That's going to be your headquarters. Well, Israel has to have its surrounding enemies removed. They should know that, but of course they're not going to read the Bible, are they? Those that are established themselves in Damascus are going to be destroyed. Isaiah 17. People can't figure out Isaiah 17. Really, folks? This isn't to demean anybody or put anybody down. Can it not be but obvious? As we spoke about here, well, this started all the way back over 7 years ago. It only took us 6 years to finally figure out what Paul meant. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. Hey, folks, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. We watched all of this unfold right before us. And so many people say, well, what about Isaiah 17? We covered it in great detail many times before. I said it all sounds like it's in the same timing as when God steps in. What does God step in for? The destruction of the surrounding enemies of Israel. Are we confused? The enemies of Israel are establishing themselves in Damascus. Isaiah 17, about the same time as we would see a sudden destruction, as Paul mentioned. Very interesting, because that's what we have said. This is over 3 years ago we did that study in Isaiah and Jeremiah 49 to establish it to be approximately the same time as God's intervening is to allow Israel to build a temple. I've gone into that too in great detail. All right, ISIS, Al-Qaeda type, HTS, like to warn you, but it's not going to do any good. You're going to be eliminated here before long. That's Isaiah 17, my take. Next, let's get into what's happening. I want you to kind of keep your ears and eyes open for what's going to happen with this prisoner swap hostage deal. It is very possible that this is going to take place. We won't know until, I'm not saying for sure that I know, I don't know, but it's very possible. If it should, do you realize that's the last of Iran's proxies that could be a threat to Israel? What I'm seeing is Hamas is finally admitting that they lost. They've been defeated. Hezbollah just thought of it a little bit sooner. The only real proxy left is going to be the Houthis in Yemen. Well, they can keep on doing what they're doing until President Trump comes into office, but they're threatening, Houthis are threatening international waters. That gives the United States rights to do something. And when President Trump comes into power, the Houthis should be afraid. Are we covering the bases here? Are you folks catching on? You're beginning to see all this accumulate and come together? I am. I'm not doubting it at all. Okay, here it is, the big question of all questions. So when's the rapture going to happen, Ross? I have no idea. Sorry, I'm no help to you at all. All I can give you is scripture, and that's not me, that's Paul. 1 Thessalonians 5:3, when they say sudden destruction. Peace and safety rather than sudden destruction. I said that backwards, didn't I? Dyslexia. It's fun at times. Now let's get back to it. Paul says when they say peace and safety. The last pool of terrorists threatening Israel's sovereignty, their people, are ready to make a deal. Hezbollah's gone. Iran's weak. Can't do anything. The land has been cleared out of Syria. There's no problem there. Now Hamas, the very last one, is about ready to... They won't ever throw up a white flag. They won't do that. All they're going to do is just say, yeah, this is good for us as it is good for Israel. We'll bring it to an end. And their only hope that I can possibly figure is about the same thing that's happening with the Hezbollah right now and Iran right now, is we need to stop all this and regroup. And I think that's their internal message that none of us will ever really hear, but that's what I think they're going to do. They're saying we just need to regroup. But then all of a sudden here, Hamas stops the war, returning hostages, and even though it's a 60-day period of time, would Israel then finally believe the pressure's off? Right now, all we have to do is maintain our vigil. That's all Israel has to do. Can the Israeli people then be saying, finally, we're going to be safe? Are they going to be saying, now we can live in peace? Would that not be what they would be hoping for and or saying? Because if they do, just like Isaiah 17, Scripture's falling right into place. We'll pick up on this and keep on going on Sunday. I'll be watching for your replies. Let me hear what it is that you have to say about this. Until then, all right.